Hello, hello. Perfidious Pete here, back and ready to drop kick a few babies in XCOM, The Long War. And of course I mentioned kicking infants because that's exactly how last episode felt to me. 9 Seekers and 2 mildly tooled up outsiders and a small UFO? What the hell is that, aliens? I mean, that's just straight up a meatball. That's not even a batting practice kind of mission, that's just hitting balls off of a tee. That was trash. When a mission pops up that's so easy that I'm comfortable sending a team of troopers whose skills I would rate as garbage fire good into combat with J. Robert Oppenheimer at the helm? Yeah, you know you tossed me a gimme on that one, aliens. Kicking a baby might even be more work. And I don't want to give you advice, guys, but geez, come on, that was pathetic. And worse, not only was it pathetic, but it made J. Robert Oppenheimer actually look good. You tossed a mission and let J. Robert Oppenheimer get 6 friggin' kills. 6. And I don't need you giving J. Robert Oppenheimer confidence, aliens. He needs to know that he is awful. It's important that he knows how worthless a piece of shit that he is. I don't want you undoing more than a year of constant verbal abuse that it's taken me to reduce him and his ego to the point where his self-worth is a negative value. I can't have you doing that, aliens. I can't have you throwing me meatballs like that. J. Robert Oppenheimer with confidence, that's a death sentence for some other vastly more valuable trooper. And if your goal with that mission was strictly to inspire confidence in J. Robert Oppenheimer, I'm calling you on your bullshit, because that is fighting fucking dirty. That's below the belt. Hitting below the belt, it really is. I'm trying to think of a way we can undo the damage done to J. Robert Oppenheimer's self-esteem, and when I say damage, I mean that it raised his self-esteem. I'm thinking about changing J. Robert's name to Baby Kicker. Just J. Robert Baby Kicker Oppenheimer. It seems like having everybody around the barracks call him Baby Kicker would let him know that, yeah, sure, you got 6 kills, J. Robert, but come on, it was unmodified Seekers and you shot him with a rocket. Seems like that would reinforce exactly the kind of self-worth I'm looking for J. Robert Oppenheimer to have. Aliens, telling you, hitting below the belt, trying to give confidence to J. Robert. Because a confident J. Robert, that's a J. Robert Oppenheimer who goes into some subsequent battle. Nice intercept, by the way. But that's a J. Robert Oppenheimer who goes into some subsequent battle. He's like, oh, what is this, man? Just a pod of mechtoids? I got this shit. Pulls that rocket launcher off of his shoulder, fires it into the ground at his own feet, and kills his entire squad. I can't have J. Robert. I need him just absolutely filled with dread at the thought of being called upon to fire a rocket. I want him in a constant state of bowel-loosening, pants-shitting terror every time he thinks he may have to use his rocket launcher. Anyway, what do we got? 10 UFO, okay, another small UFO, we got 10 aliens, mutons, elites, and outsiders. We're going to need a little better team than this one, and this one definitely is not going to have any kind of J. Robert Oppenheimer action, or probably even Rocketeer action. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the brand new Angel of Death. Oh, he's going on this one. Also, Clara Barton, I think. We have sent her out on a mission. Did we send Clara Barton on a mission? Like, maybe last mission, right? I think we did. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that J. Robert, now I'm stuck on Oppenheimer, rather. Not J. Robert, but Franklin D. Roosevelt has cemented himself the title of Angel of Death. He stripped it away from Clara Barton. Clara Barton's killed a lot of her own troopers, sure, but Franklin D. Roosevelt, 66 kills on 29 missions. A legitimate Angel of Death. Not the murderous kind of Angel of Death that you don't want tending to your needs as part of a hospital's visit. What else do we want to take on this mission? That's the question. Or at least it's the only relevant question. I'm talking about, like, Black Widow nurses, which is a subject I just can't seem to get enough of when it comes to Clara Barton. Shock Attack Zulu, nah, we're gonna need probably shadow devices, and this is mutons and elites. We're gonna need some decent troopers here. We don't necessarily have to go top of specs, but I've got to have some people who at least know what the hell they're doing. Wow, our gunners are not good. Where is everyone? We got Marie the Baker Antoinette, but I don't want to send her in because she's going into the next slot in the tube. Jane Sporty Spice Austin, I know, is in the tube. Where are the rest of my gunners? Alright, well, I guess we're sending old Shock Attack Zulu on this one, who hasn't been on a mission in a while, and mostly it's just because he's not psychically powerful, and I can't really afford to sacrifice a tube slot to try and get him enough psychic ability that he can use a neural gun link, which largely from my gunners is sort of all that I'm really looking for. All right, well, yeah, you'll be fine. I mean, he still is a Master Sergeant gunner, so while Shock Attack Zulu may not be the greatest gunner in the history of Project Lazarus, he's still good enough. What do we want to kit him up with? Let's not get crazy on this one. You know what? Let's go old school. Just scope, laser sight, and piercing ammo. It's just fine. That'll be good. Shock Attack Zulu. He's solid. You know, he's tried, he's tested, he's kid tested, mother approved. Got the D. The D is leading the mission then. We'll need somebody else. In a scout capacity, I would prefer to not take Thomas Avarice Edison unless he's in charge of the mission, although panicky idiot Edison in charge is not necessarily a recipe for success, but it's been good enough so far. Atlas King, absolutely here. That's the right call. Old Atlas is going to get what I like to call the double-double, regular EXP and psychic EXP, and Atlas's psychic development, I'd say it's coming along swimmingly, except for his last visit to the tube took way too long, Atlas, and don't think I don't know what you were doing in there. You were jerking it. I mean, we all saw Atlas. You didn't fool anybody. I think mine. You know what? No, I was gonna say Mind Shield, but there's no mind controlling aliens on this mission. No sectoid commanders, no ethereals. So the Mind Shield really isn't gonna be relevant. Let's go Cognitive Enhancer and try and double up on the XP for Old Atlas King. A Shadow Device is a must. I think we'll just go Cognitive Enhancer, Chameleon Suit, Shadow Device. Atlas King's locked and loaded and ready to kill. Do I want to keep him with the... Yeah, you know, the shotgun's probably good enough. I was thinking about switching him to a plasma carbine. I'm sure he'll be fine. Napoleon does not need psychic EXP. The Madman does. I don't really want to send a Master Sergeant Engineer. Is there somebody else who can get a double-double? Gozen, Curie, both are no. We could probably get Curie to max rank, and Gozen also possibly to max rank, but I would like to get them in a tube. Do we have anybody else? Tisiphone, who's waiting for her brother to get out of the hospital so they can go back to their tandem. That's it, huh? But we got Lucille Ball. No, not on this mission. Lucille Ball might have fit in last mission, or alternatively, Jacqueline Headshot Kennedy might have fit in as well. But for this one, I'm going to want something maybe a little more powerful. Okay, yeah, I don't necessarily like this call, but I think it's still the right one. We're going to send the Madman. I mean, he can't get regular EXP, but he can get Psychic EXP, and he can carry a Shadow Device, which is of tantamount importance to me. Shadow Device really is the only thing that's been keeping us in the game at all lately. We'd have mostly dead troopers were it not for the fantastic miracle that is the Shadow Device. Get yours today, folks. This miracle device could be yours for only 5 easy payments of $1,999 million. That's right. The gross national product of a small nation can secure this wonder for you and your family. Get yours today. Financing plans available. Assault troopers, I'm just trying to think how I want to go with this. I'm thinking we send Abraham Hardcore Lincoln, because I am going to take arc throwers. I do want to try and make captures a priority on this. And Honest Abe is one of the fastest troopers we have on the project. Also, Abe, nice to see you back in action, buddy. I know you had that unfortunate headshot wound suffered during the base defense, and we thought you maybe had gone the way of old John Wilkes Booth Part 2 for a moment there, but I'm glad to see you pulled through, buddy. Glad to see you pulled through. Titan Armor, Alloy Cannon, Shredder, Breaching, Arc Thrower. Honest Abe's ready to kill. He's looking for a little payback, probably. He never got a chance for any payback on John Wilkes Booth, but the Cyberdisc that shot him in the head, yeah, he can get a little payback on this one. Teddy in the bench, that's way overcommitting. Sun Tzu is basically a walking war crime. Oishi Yoshio is a larger war crime. I'd like to take a low-level assault trooper here, but all of these guys are terrible. Yeah, you heard me, Ein Calamity Rand and Annie Firecracker Oakley. You're terrible. I'm not ashamed to say it. You guys are really, really bad at your jobs. You suck. You're borderline dangerous to the team just by being president. By being president? Man, I got Abraham Lincoln shit running through my head. Just by being present, you guys are a danger to the team. I mean, you're specifically a danger to the president in this case because Abraham Lincoln is on the mission, and if you fuck up and get Honest Abe shot in the head, I'm gonna be real salty. Let's send a Secret Service after your ass if that happens. In the meantime, though, Yoshio, let's try and get you out of war crime territory and maybe up to the point where you can get Sprinter and potentially be a useful member of the project. I'd love to give you an arc thrower, but it feels suicidal. I'm still gonna do it. You have an 8-foot... I can't do this. An 8-foot speed. No, I can't do it. You know what? You're carrying nothing. You have a 10-foot speed with nothing. I'm gonna forego a capture attempt because you're that bad, Yoshio. You're that bad, son. Yeah, I mean, your mother and I, we hate to be honest with you, but sometimes, son, when you're this disappointing, it's just brutal honesty is really, it's really the right call. And I gotta tell you, I couldn't be more bitterly disappointed in you. I really couldn't. I'm sorry. I've tried to keep it to myself all these many years. Tried to, you know, keep up appearances, try and help your self-esteem, but I can't do it anymore. I can't lie to you, and I can't lie to myself anymore, Yoshio. You're fucking terrible. You're god-awful. Surely Sweetheart Temple is going to be our medic on this mission, mostly because I don't have a whole lot of other options. This is going to leave us a shadow device short, because America's Sweetheart does not have any psychic abilities. Once we get her to 100 psychic EXP, we might consider prioritizing a tube slot for Little Shirley Temple. She's going to be toting our motion tracker, and I think we'll double up on the med kits, since without the extra shadow device, injuries are going to be a significant possibility. We do have two. The Madman and Harold are both toting one. Commander's choice time. What to take? I'm leaning towards maybe an infantry trooper. It'd have to be pretty good, but not... Yeah, oh, Jack Superhero Kirby is on... Yeah, you know what? The superhero's on the job. Let's bring Jack Kirby in here. Jack Kirby does need regular EXP. Again, he's also in a situation where it might not hurt to get Jack Kirby in the tubes, but he would be such low priority that the odds of Jack getting in anytime soon are slim to none. We'll go Motion Tracker, Illuminator, Gun Sight, and probably just high-capacity mags. Yeah, it's fine. Let's give you old high capacities. That's got the superhero ready to go out and knock down some buildings, punch a few villains, and do unfucking imaginable catastrophic collateral damage, Superman style in Man of Steel. It's all about collateral damage. Off we go. Oddly enough, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, probably have, because the Man of Steel thing really makes me laugh, but there was an insurance company somewhere that actually tried to do cost estimates on what the damage to Metropolis would have been had those actions actually occurred in Man of Steel. If that occurred in the real world, they like tried to say how much dollar value of damage would this have done. It was in the trillions by their calculations, which granted they're working from a fictional scenario, so it may or may not be accurate, but by their calculations in the case study they did, it would have been cheaper to just destroy Metropolis and rebuild it somewhere else than it would have been to actually fix Metropolis. So, good work, Soups. Good work. You completely shit all over the town you were sort of designed to save. Operation Spectral Grave. Jesus, Bradford, you're getting double up on the morbidity there. It's a spectral grave? I'd hoped, you know, Bradford had been coming around. I thought he was getting to a better place. I thought maybe the treatment program we had submitted him to was helping him with his alcoholism. He was getting us some more upbeat, sort of jolly kind of mission names, like Operation Purple Sword and Crimson Scepter. But now he's just back to the morbidity. Back on the sauce, aren't you, Bradford? Yeah, well... You know, I understand, Bradford. It's a tough habit to kick, man. Addiction's it's a miserable thing. I'm rooting for you, buddy. I really am. So we got a meld canister over here. We still have no aliens on the old... Alright, well, never mind. That was immediately undone. So we have a pod of aliens literally right behind that meld canister. So our goal then should be this turn to not activate any of those aliens, and then to next turn shoot all of them into chunklets. So I could move to there with Shaka Zulu. I don't think he'll have a shot though. I'm just gonna have him dash to here. I'm gonna play this one a little close to the vest. Yoshio, I'd love to have you get up here and ready to dash around the corner, but you and movement, yeah, two things that don't really go in the same sentence. Oishi, Yoshio, and move? Not sure those two have ever been uttered in the same sentence. At least not, like, positively linked. Like, Oishi, Yoshio can't move, won't move, something along those lines. I mean, sure, that's every sentence. Together, though, in, like, a positive linked fashion, pretty sure that's never happened. America's Sweetheart, we're just going to dash her up behind this tree in a more protective situation. Lincoln, we'll put you up where Yoshio couldn't make it. By the way, if you want to take note there, Yoshio, about the moves of Abraham Lincoln and how badass he is, just like to point out, Lincoln, when he took that little move there, did you notice the fact that Lincoln did that on basically what was a single move to your double? Just throwing that out there, man. Just trying to say, maybe speed up a little. So Atlas King with the double move. We're probably going to pop this one off by having Atlas King chuck a battle scanner here. Although that does leave Atlas King in a sort of shitty cover. We might be better off to just try and body pop them and see how they react. You know what? Atlas King has one of our shadow devices. I actually like that plan better. Let's have Atlas King go for the body pop. He's gonna pop lock, lets his body rock. I mean, he does have a sexy form, I gotta admit, Atlas King. That European, that sort of Eastern European voice of his, he really does turn my crank. Alright, so shock attack, Zulu has shots at 2 targets. If we can improve shock attack's chances, though, with a little cover destruction before we start, you know, gunning up the world, wouldn't mind that at all. Also, this brings the Madman over in a good position to be in a smoke or to be in a shadow device if we decide to drop one. Yeah, let's do this. This is probably the right play. You can throw it deep enough. Can you destroy all of this cover without wrecking that? You know what? Fuck it. I don't give a shit about meld. I have 1,000 unused meld and nothing to do with it. Yeah, friendly fire. I don't care. Dr. Valen's gonna complain because Dr. Valen always complains. Oh, don't blow up my meld. Stick a sock in it, V. Do we really need meld? What are you doing with 1,000 meld that's just sitting down in the barracks being unused? Why don't you maybe take a crack at some of that if you really need some? Good strong shot from Shock Attack Zulu. Back-to-back hits. There goes the kill. Shock Attack delivers the goods. Franklin D. Roosevelt's going to take the long shot. We're going to go for the precise 97%. 6 damage, Franklin? I honestly was expecting a little better out of you, son. Oh, that's okay. I mean, you still got the kill, but it took you 2. You're supposed to be a sniper, man. I mean, 1 shot, 1 kill is supposed to be your friggin' motto. What the hell was that? Lucky for you, the superhero is there to clean up your mess. I think we'll have Jack Superhero Kirby drop into Overwatch then. Lincoln, we're going to bring you up, put you into cover behind this tree. And I don't really see any particularly compelling reason for a shadow device here. We're going to have Overwatch. No real enemies in sight. I mean, and when I say no real enemies, I mean nobody can even see an enemy.
Solid copy.
We have Overwatchers, no enemies visible. I don't see any reason to go ahead and use shadow device. Let's conserve it. Might need it on a subsequent turn. Better safe than sorry, right, Shirley Sweetheart Temple? I mean, you wouldn't want to wind up married to John Agar.
They're trying to pull back.
I've seen some John Agar movies, Shirley, and you know, you were America's sweetheart. I gotta say, Shirley, you can do better. Also, why was nobody there to give Shirley Temple that advice? I mean, it seems like somebody should have been like, Shirley, John Agar? I mean, I don't want to say that you're punching down, but Shirley, you can do better. You can do better than John Agar. Atlas King going for the panic. Beautiful. Panic delivered. Awesome. That is remarkably good. Yoshio, you're still a garbage fire. I need a motion tracker to make sure that this area is clear. I would love to run up and try and get a capture on this Muton, but I am not going to do it if there are other enemies in the vicinity. It looks like there are not. Alright, let's do this. Just to be on the safe side. Okay, so there is a pod lurking behind what appears to be that door. I am fairly confident we can still make this work, though. Shock Attack Zulu, I know you have shots, but I don't really want you to take them. I'd honestly prefer you just double move. Let's have you dash to there. That Muton's panicked, so I mean, it's not like he's going anywhere. Franklin, you're going to reload and you're going to steady your weapon. Mickey T, what to do with a man like Tesla? Okay. Well, I think we bring Tesla forward, and we're going to have Tesla just go for the Mind Fray. 57%. Nikola Tesla, not exactly hugely gifted psychic, and has been critically wounded on multiple occasions, but that right there does cement the fact that Nikola Tesla will be able... I mean, he'll be max rank on a Psycho for the next one. We're going to switch Abraham Lincoln to his pistol, and we're going to have him run up. This Muton is panicked, so he's not going anywhere. He should, theoretically, just stand there or move to cover. The reason I switched to the pistol, I don't want to accidentally kill the man. I don't want to get a close encounter, and in fact, I'm going to do the same thing with Oishi Yoshio here. I don't want to accidentally have him move and wind up greasing him in one shot with a massive blow from a shotgun. So let's have Yoshio run forward. I don't know what he's there for. Probably to shoot at the guy with a pistol, just to maybe soften him up a little bit. If we have trouble applying Goldilocks damage. Yeah, he's gonna stand there like an asshole. We do have aliens to our right from the sound of things. So it's gonna be outsiders in the ship and then probably another pod of Mutons. Tesla we're gonna hold on to because he has Mayhem Suppression, which again Could be just the tool we need to deliver some Goldilocks level damage. Atlas King, you have a shotgun though, don't you? It might be Jack Superhero Kirby who's best to take this first shot. So if I grab the superhero, Jack, thank you. All right, so we bring Kirby to here.
I'm on the move.
Let's have Kirby go ahead and shoot. This is going to be a can't miss shot for the Curbster. It's 80% chance to critical. No way that doesn't kill him. So he's going to die if Kirby takes that shot. Yoshio. I'm not sure the pistol is going to do any damage. Shock Attack Zulu has Mayhem Suppression. That'd be good for 2. We can also get 2 out of Nikola Tesla. So what if we have Franklin the D. Roosevelt? 64% chance to critical. That's actually also kind of likely to kill this guy. Geez, do we not have anyone who can do sort of Goldilocks damage? What about you, Sweetheart Shirley? Can you come up here and maybe give this guy just a nice little gentle kiss? I mean, it'll be the kiss of death, but 54% chance. You're critical, actually, even if it is still not likely to kill him. So go ahead and do it. Well, that's that's a miss. That's what that is. We saw Shirley. Yeah, I was hoping for the kiss of death, and definitely did not deliver. All right, then let's bring Atlas King forward. His shotgun, if it criticals, this guy's just gonna die. It's 60 2/3. It's gonna kill. All right, well, Yoshio, you do have hit and run, right? All right, so go ahead and take the pistol shot here. 2 damage is okay, and go ahead and follow it up with your hit and run, so give me 2 more. All right, the critical is not what we needed out of you, but that's okay, because we can do the Mayhem Suppression here with Shock Attack Zulu. Shaka's going to give us 2 damage, and that puts us down into Capture Town with more than enough follow-up fire that if this goes wrong, that man is all the way dead. So here comes our capture attempt.
Say goodnight.
It failed. We only had the 1, and for that I blame you, Oishi Yoshio. So Harold is going to finish him off. That one's for Madison.
Reloaded.
That's taken care of. All right, well, we did our best. Our due diligence with the capture scenario has been taken care of. We did everything we possibly could. Rest of the team's going to stand in the open and reload. Tesla, you might as well go on Overwatch. You know, there are aliens over here. Why have you on Overwatch when we could have you advance? If you could do me a favor, though, and don't run in the direction that might theoretically spawn those aliens, run the smart way. Always gotta run the stupid way. I know I pick on XCOM a lot for some of its mechanical problems. Mostly about line of sight and occasionally about pathing. I understand that pathing is a ridiculously difficult thing to code for video games. I'm not trying to be full-on hate all the time, but it is oftentimes screamingly frustrating. I was just curious if there were aliens over there. There are not. So we'll set up for our sort of standard door kick scenario here. Tesla, we'll have you shooting from the corner. That's fine. Atlas King, let's dash you to here. The sweetheart, America's sweetheart, my sweetheart, John Agar's sweetheart, at least for a time. In Shirley Timble's defense, I mean, I'm giving her guff about actually being married to John Agar. And if you're curious about John Agar's acting chops, feel free to watch the movie Mole People. I think you'll get kind of an accurate assessment of what Agar was all about. We'll switch back to an actual gun here for a Lincoln. He's going to be on Overwatch. Yoshio, I'm going to bring you up here, even though this is going to do no one any good. And Shock Attack Zulu. We could double move you into a better... Yeah, let's do that. Let's get Shock Attack going while the going is good. But if you're curious about John Agar's acting chops, I know I'm interrupting myself constantly. There's something wrong with my brain today. Curious about it, though, check out the movie Mole People. It's, yeah, you'll get kind of an idea of what John Agar was all about. Alternatively, if you're not into Mole People, you could check out Revenge of the Creature, which I think was sort of a low-budget sequel to The Creature from the Black Lagoon, also featuring John Agar. Also, real shitty. All right, Tesla, go ahead and open this door. These are outsiders, then? Yep. Hey, these are multiple targets who clearly want to die because they're running right into the teeth of our guns. That's a pretty questionable opening move there, Mr. Outsider, but, you know, I'm not too upset that you took it. Let's go ahead and get a grenade back here on this shit biscuit. This may destroy a flight computer. At this point, I don't give a single shit about flight computers. There's very little in the game I could honestly care less about. We can have Lincoln go finish that guy off at will. chance we run into close encounters here, so I would rather have somebody with lightning reflexes take this first move if possible. Roosevelt has a shot. I think we save that for an emergency situation. Jack Kirby actually has shots. 51 and... You know what, Kirby? See if you can crack that guy back in the back there. Yeah, miss one. Also, I'm just trying to feed a little EXP Kirby's way. Well, that was not the right target, but... You got the hit, so I can't fully fault you. I am trying to feed EXP to more valuable troopers, or at least if I can. You know, Shirley Temple? We should try and give it to Temple. She's very unlikely to hit, and even less likely to get a kill here, but there's no drawback to giving her a chance. See? Only benefits. Little Shirley Temple, America's sweetheart, absolutely delivers a kill. Now we need to set up for the inevitable pod collapse, because that's probably a thing that's going to happen. So we should just get ready. We'll overwatch where appropriate. Yoshio, get rid of that pistol, you jerk.
Commander.
Zulu, why don't you go ahead and reload? I'm assuming pod collapse is going to happen. We have absolutely eliminated the command pod, so yeah, we're going to have aliens patrolling into us from behind. Yeah, it's mutons. It's not really a big deal. We can adjust our formation to handle this.
Position confirmed.
So we're going to bring Tesla over for some grenade action. Kirby, I think we're just going to move you here. I'd love to have you reload, but I think it's more useful to have you guys overwatch, because I suspect we're going to have some aliens moving in on our 6.
Okay.
Lincoln to the front. Zulu, we need you in a firing position. I think we'll bring you over here. Atlas King, won't hurt to have you in the foreground either. Let's move you up here. Alternatively, we can also just have Atlas King go up and over with a battle scanner next turn if the need arises. The Sweetheart's going to head back and sort of bunker up in the ship. Yoshio, we're going to get as close to the front as possible, because it's the only way he might feasibly contribute anything to the fight. And Franklin D. Roosevelt, he doesn't even need to move. The D, just hanging out back there. The Dingleberry of XCOM, he's just back there, sort of chilling, like a villain, or a ball of dried, crusted feces. Alright, so this is why we had Jack Kirby on Overwatch. Solid hit from the Curbster, 7 damage, Overwatch hit. A lot of Muton elites here. This is actually a fairly powerful pod. Tesla gonna go with a little bit of Overwatch as well. Can't deliver. We're in a good position to deal with these guys, though.
Target's still up.
None of them are on Overwatch, and we can advance and do some pretty ruinous shit under the cover of shadow devices, so we've got a fairly strong turn working. Who's gonna drop the shadow device, then, is the question. I think Atlas King is definitively the right man for the job. Zulu, 3% to hit that guy, huh? Wow, I mean, well, technically you have a shot, so better than the alternative. Oishi Yoshio is going to be the delimiter here for how far we can move.
I'm on it, Commander.
So let's have Yoshio go forward, and, I mean, whatever miserable, worthless shit he can do, we can at least have him do it. Take this shot. I'm shocked that you actually hit a target. Literally just completely flabbergasted. Franklin D. Roosevelt's going to get some shit done here. 100% flank shot critical. It can't miss, and it can't not critical. The D delivering 13 damage. That one's going to leave a mark. Fortunately, it's not going to be a mark for very long, because that guy is dead. Or, alternatively, I suppose one could say that the mark is in fact permanent, because it killed the guy. So, I mean, it's a mark that's never going away, ever. That would be the other thing one could say about that. Kirby, why don't you take this 52% chance to hit? That's solid. Kirby delivers another 7 damage. Fantastic work. Tesla, I don't think we're going to have you shadow grenade. I think we're going to have you throw a regular grenade, and then we'll have your good buddy there. You have tandem warheads or bombard? Tesla's bombard. We probably shouldn't even have brought Tesla up, other than that we want him to be in the shadow grenade. So let's come over here with this. I'm really more interested in doing damage to this guy than his cover. So we'll cheat it by 1 square, so he's at least included in the blast. So I don't want him to feel left out. Solid damage, 2 extra damage, and we burn some of that guy's cover. He's only in half cover now. Where? I want to make sure Atlas King is okay. King, I need you to make sure you're in position and ready to do your duty. That duty is dropping a shadow device. So I'm going to go ahead and move you into position, and then that's going to be it, actually, for you. Abraham Lincoln is going to come and finish what Oishi Yoshio started. I mean, he hit the guy. It can't be too salty. So, shot 1. Holy crap, Lincoln, you fucking ruined him. Man, Lincoln really fucked that guy up. That was some impressive shooting. Shirley Temple, Brent coming forward to a position probably where Shirley Temple should not necessarily be. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna. It's not worth the risk. I'd rather have Shirley Temple just back where she can't see the enemy, and we'll have shock attack. Zulu, you have an 8% chance to hit him, huh, Shaka? 33% there. I actually would prefer a little bit of suppression on this guy. Let's take our mayhem. 2 damage, gonna try and prevent that guy from moving. And Lincoln, then we gotta have you kill this guy. As much as it seems sort of like a waste, I don't want that guy cracking through our shadow field by charging in. I don't want him breaking our concealment of the shadow device. Strong chance that this guy will charge us too. This guy is unlikely to move since he's suppressed. This guy might come in, but if he comes in, he's not going to be able to shoot twice. So worst case scenario, he comes in. Also, if he gets close enough, it's going to kill him. That's the other thing we've got going for us. If he would have gotten close enough to come in and charge, the trooper who would have been revealed would also have killed him. That guy went on Overwatch. Well, this turn is over then. These guys may have covering fire, which is something I should probably check before shooting. You know what? Let's just make it irrelevant. We'll bring Atlas King up here to this corner cover, and then we'll just have Atlas King shoot him in the back. He's got it covered. Atlas King is a man who does not fuck up. What, is Atlas King look to you like J. Robert Oppenheimer? He's not Atlas King. Atlas King is a man who does what say will do. Atlas King shoot man in back, that man be dead. Atlas King is killer of men. Atlas King also feel in the zone. He have no target, which is unfortunate. We'll use psychokinetic strike to destroy cover for funsies, because breaking rocks, much better than breaking rocks in Russian gulag. Breaking them with brain, much better. Oishi Yoshio, go ahead and take this kill. Atlas King give you freebie. Go get him, Yoshio. You need EXP.
Running.
Atlas King, not only a sexy son of a bitch, but a good guy. Good guy, too. Gonna give the less talented Yoshio a chance to try and feel good about himself. So, yeah, there you go. Operation Spectral Grave. Went off without a hitch. No graves dug, spectral or otherwise. So, fuck it, suck it, Bradford. I mean, arguably, if you're gonna suck it, maybe you should suck it before you fuck it. That's just sort of a general rule of thumb, I think. But hey, to each his own. Anyway, suck it, Bradford. You can be as morbid as you want, champ. Nobody got even hurt on that mission. That shit was textbook. Except for the failed stun, and I blame Oishi Yoshio for that, even though he's not the one that failed. It's still his fault.
Good for morale when everyone makes it home safely.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Dr. Shane. Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you share a pudding cup with me, Dr. Shane? I mean, I know you're all about the pudding, and you like it, but 16 Illyrium is what we got for that. Well, that's real disappointing. Alright, well, I mean, 16 is better than the 0 we would have got if we exploded it in the air, so I suppose I shouldn't complain too much. We also picked up another pointless 16 meld, weapon fragments, alloys, bunch of dead mutons, blah, blah, blah. Stuff I don't even really bother to sell now. We have so much cash. And as I'm rolling into Scrooge McDuck style fortune, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more XCOM, The Long War, you might consider subscribing as well. I post new episodes every single day. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching. Me and my 1030 unused meld. We'll see you again soon.